First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rokah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and a sincere salutation to you, Akim, you Aqua, to believe in all sincerity. So as you see the article on your screen, as Hunter Biden pardon sparks backlash, experts say it can't be overturned. President Biden called the prosecution of his sons a miscarriage of justice. I'm going to read this article and get a couple scriptures. Lord willing, this will be edifying. It says, Hunter Biden's pardon is the latest in a long list of controversial White House immunity decisions. Still, President Joe Biden's unconditional full absolution of his son is different in one unprecedented way. No commander-in-chief has ever granted clemency to his child, according to experts. While former President Bill Clinton pardoned his half-brother, Roger Clinton Jr., of a drug conviction of his last stay in office in 2001, and President-elect Donald Trump did the same for his daughter Ivanka's father-in-law, Charles Kushner, of tax evasion and witness tampering convictions in the final days of his first term. Biden has broke new ground in presidential pardon history, experts told ABC News. This is a first, said Jeffrey Crouch, an assistant professor at American politics at American University and author of the book The Presidential Pardon Power. In terms of the legal side of things, the president has the power to grant clemency to just about anybody he wants. What is presidential pardon? Under a section called the Commander-in-Chief Clause, Article 2, Section 2 of the U.S. Constitution, says the president shall have power to grant reprieves and pardons for offenses against the United States except in cases of impeachment. The idea is that it checks on decisions of the federal judiciary, and the president is entrusted with this responsibility, Crouch told ABC News. And the reason the president has the responsibility is because the framers of the Constitution decided that the president should have this ability. It should be virtually unchecked, and it should be part of the system of separated powers and checks and balances, and that the president should be able to unilaterally decide whether to shorten someone's punishment or to offer them a full pardon or some variation of the options that are available. Crouch said that the only limit placed on the president's pardon power is that it must pertain to crimes committed against the U.S., meaning only federal offenses. If someone commits a state offense, the state will have its own process that the person will need to go through, whether it's a parole board or a governor or whatever the case might be, Crouch said. Hunter Biden pled guilty over the summer to federal charges of failing to pay $1.4 million in taxes from 2016 to 2020. In a separate case, he was convicted of making false statements on a Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives form when he purchased a handgun in 2018 and said he was not using drugs at the time. Hunter Biden was scheduled to be sentenced on December 12th in a federal gun case in Delaware and on December 16th in the tax evasion case in California. Now, I wanted to bring this out right here. There's another article. Hunter Biden's ex-girlfriend details his crack cocaine addiction at trial. Jurors were told Biden would spend days in hotel rooms getting high in the months leading up to his 2018 gun purchase. Hunter Biden's former ex-girlfriend has testified about his near-constant crack cocaine use at luxury hotels at the criminal trial where prosecutors are trying to prove that U.S. President Joe Biden's son lied about his addiction to illegally buy a gun. Zoe Keston told jurors that Hunter Biden would prepare crack at the ritzy Chateau Marmont in Los Angeles or spend days in hotel rooms getting high in the months leading up to his 2018 gun purchase. He would want to smoke as soon as he woke up, Keston told the court on Wednesday, as she described meeting with a scary drug dealer and hunting for instructions on the internet to cook powder cocaine into crack. Keston testified at the first trial of a U.S. president's child where prosecutors are trying to prove that Hunter Biden knowingly lied about his drug use on screening paperwork when he bought a revolver in October 2018. Okay, so, he's been absolved of his crimes, okay? He lied, okay, on a form, that he had to fill out to purchase a gun, that he wasn't a drug addict, okay? And he smokes, as it says here, near constant crack cocaine use, all right? And these are the people that are whole and prestige here in America. But as we're reading in this article, he's going to get a pardon. Okay. It says, due to the pardons his father issued on Sunday, both convictions are expected to be thrown out. President Biden issued the pardons despite repeatedly making public statements that he would not interfere with justice. In a statement, he called the prosecution of his son a miscarriage of justice by his own Department of Justice. From the day I took office, I said I would not interfere with the Justice Department's decision-making, and I kept my word, even as if I had watched my son being selectively and unfairly prosecuted, Biden wrote. He added, here's the truth. I believe in the justice system, but as I have wrestled with this, I also believe raw politics has infected this process, and it led to miscarriage of justice. And once I made this decision this weekend, there was no sense in delaying it further. I hope Americans will understand why a father and a president would come to this decision. The president's decision to pardon his son immediately provoked a backlash from Republicans and Democrats who viewed it as an abuse of executive branch power and pointed out that arguments that president made of his son being the target of political prosecution are the same ones rejected by the courts handling his cases. In a post on his Truth Social platform, Trump called the pardon an abuse and miscarriage of justice. Okay, so, these devils, man, no accountability. You can read the rest of this when you get a chance. I wanted to get a couple scriptures. This is Leviticus 19:15. You shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty, but in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor. See? Let's get this word mighty, because these are the so-called mighty men of the world these days.
Strong's H 1419. Gadol.
Right.
Gadol.
Great. In intensity. In importance. Right? These are, politicians, sons of politicians. They're supposed to hold an example. But see, they do in righteousness and judgment. Okay? Why can't this guy go do time? This other article says he had a near constant crack cocaine use. So it was damn near, he constantly, from the time he woke up. You see? He would want to smoke as soon as he woke up. All right. As she described meetings with the scary drug dealer and hunting for instructions on the internet to cook powder cocaine into crack. Wow. Okay. So, this dude, he should be prosecuted, Prosecutors are trying to prove that Hunter Biden knowingly lied about his drug use on screening paperwork when he bought a revolver in October 2018. Yeah, do we need a crack-infused, gun-toting Edomite running around? No. But they respect, the person of the mighty. They honor, such people. But as scriptures say, but in righteousness thou shalt judge thy neighbor. Doesn't matter who you are. All right. Big or small. Deuteronomy 1:17. You shall not respect persons in judgment, but ye shall hear the small as well as the great. Ye shall not be afraid of the face of man, for the judgment is the Most High's. And the cause that is too hard for you, bring it unto me, and I will hear it. You see? So there's no respect of persons in judgment, man. You shall hear the small as well as the great. You should not be afraid of the face of man, for the judgment is the Most High's. So if there's ever a judgment between two individuals, man, hey, don't be afraid of man. The judgment is of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And if a matter is too great, bring it to the Lord. He'll hear it. Pray on it, and he'll hear it. He'll distinguish a matter between two individuals. The Lord will reveal it. Okay? But yeah, there's supposed to be no respecter of persons, man. Look at what they're doing here in America. None other than creepy Joe Biden. Job 8:3. Did the Most High pervert judgment, or did the Almighty pervert justice? And the answer is no. The Most High does not pervert judgment. The Almighty does not pervert justice. You see? Let's get this word pervert. Let's see.
Strong's H,
Yeah.
5791. Avath. Avath.
To make crooked, falsify, pervert, subvert. To bend, make crooked. Yeah. Yeah, they make justice crooked. They pervert it when it's supposed to be righteous and upright. They're a respecter of persons. You see, and the Most High does not pervert judgment, and the Almighty does not pervert justice. Either are we to be like that. It says, Deuteronomy 16:19, thou shalt not rest judgment, thou shalt not respect persons, neither take a gift, for a gift doth blind the eyes of the wise and pervert the words of the righteous. Let's get this in the NLT. You must never twist justice or show partiality. Never accept a bribe, for bribes blind the eyes of the wise and corrupt the decisions of the godly. Yeah, somebody give you a gift, sometimes it can make you lean to their favor because they give you gifts or because we're cool with them. But no, you never twist justice. You don't show partiality towards no one. Scriptures say do nothing in partiality. Because then you become a judge of evil thoughts. Then you start, okaying things that are not right. You see? Nahum 1:3, it says, Yahweh is slow to anger and great in power and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord hath his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. See? So the Lord's not going to acquit the wicked. Who's the wicked? Esau, Edom. Here it is. They're perverting justice. All right, but the Lord, the Almighty does not pervert justice, man.
Strong's H, 5352. Nakah. Nakah.
Acquit, to be clean, be free from guilt, be innocent, to be free, be exempt from punishment, to be free, be exempt from obligation, to hold innocent, acquit, to leave unpunished. You see? Yeah, Yahweh Bashimi outside does not acquit the wicked. All right, the scriptures say there is no rest for the wicked. But you look at creepy Joe Biden, he won't pardon his son for his doings. And look at let's not forget this guy Donald Dump. Look at Donald Dump, man. Didn't he get charged with 31 counts? What happened with him? Why isn't he in jail? 31 counts. Guilty. Yeah. What was Trump convicted of? Details on the 34 counts and his guilty verdict. You see? Former President Donald Trump's conviction in New York stemmed from a $130,000 hush money payment his attorney Michael Cohen made to an adult film star Stormy Daniels in the days before 2016 election. Prosecutors said the deal was meant to keep voters in the dark about Daniels' allegation that she had sex with Trump years earlier, which he denies. But the actual charges that Trump faced were far less salacious and dealt with the comparatively mundane paperwork that was generated when he reimbursed Cohen for the payment. Man, read this when you get a chance. All right. So, yeah. Hush money payment. Okay. That his attorney made to a film star, Stormy Daniels. Okay. But she alleges that he had sex with her, and man, it's messy. And see, that's why the Spirit has had me, admonish brothers to go watch that movie, Don't Look Up, because it shows you in that movie how the politicians are just bugged out behind the scenes. They're criminals. They're just wild and wacky. They don't give a damn about what's going on and how, their true nature, what they do behind the scenes, and how, they're very immature. Edomites behind the scenes, yeah. They're wacky and tacky. Okay. Even I want to say Nixon What'd he say about the Bohemian Grove? The most faggiest thing that he had ever seen, roughly paraphrasing. So they just freaking off, you know, smoking crack in hotels and paying people hush money like Donald Trump. It's like, bro, you know, but hey, the Lord's not going to quit the wicked, man. Okay? So, just want to bring this out, you know. Or willing you were edified. Shalom.